Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder about top stories. Military authorities offer 5 million naira reward to anyone with information on the location of bomb factories around the northeast. One policeman is killed following clashes between members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria and the police in Kaduna, even as trial of the group's leader, El Zakzaki, is stalled by the absence of the judge. President Buhari challenges media practitioners to promote good governance through the practice of good journalism. And the EU Commissioner promises not to create African migrants' Guantanamo Bay in Europe. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, Windows, iOS devices from the respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and please follow the instructions. Well, while journalists rise up to the president's challenge, there appear to be efforts by the federal government to engage members of the National Assembly on the introduction of 6,403 projects at the cost of 578 billion naira in the 2018 budget. Well, the move was announced by the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Mr. Odo Doma, who was speaking at the public presentation of the budget in Abuja. He also listed areas of revenue generation for the 2018 financial year.
Barely 24 hours after President Muhammadu Buhari signed the 2018 budget into law, top government officials, heads of parastatals and Nigerians from all walks of life converge on this hall for a breakdown of the budget. First, the Minister of Budget and National Planning gives an overview of how the 2017 budget fared and informs the gathering on the next steps the executive intends to take to understand why the National Assembly introduced some projects into the budget.
The implementation of a number of reforms, including significant spending on critical infrastructure, provided the necessary stimulus for the economy. And it is this spending, the expansionary fiscal policy and fiscal stance of this government, together with the various measures that we put in place that led to the economy emerging from recession by the end of the second quarter of 2017.
And next, he tells Nigerians how the 2018 budget will be funded through aggressive revenue generation. Oil revenue projection is targeted at 41%, recovery 7%, and joint venture equity restructuring at 9%, amongst others.
The 2018 revenue projections reflect new funding mechanism for joint venture operations, allowing for cost recovery in lieu of previous cash call arrangements, additional oil-related revenues, including royalty recovery, new marginal field licenses, early licensing renewals, and so on, review of the fiscal regime of oil production sharing contracts, restructuring of government's equity in joint venture oil assets, with proceeds to be reinvested in other assets.
Although the 2018 budget went through 7 months of delay before its final passage, the Director General of the Budget Office assures that the 2019 budget will not take long before it is passed.
The fact that this event is holding just a day after the budget was signed underscores the seriousness we attach to what we have come to do here today, as well as the sense of urgency with which we must now approach the execution of this budget.
It's 6 months into the year 2018. What Nigerians expect to see in the days ahead is the full implementation of the budget, which is expected to impact on their lives and the economy.
And for more stories, here's Linda Akibe from our Abuja studios. Hi, Linda.
Hello, Millicent. Now, moving away from the 2018 budget to security, the Department of State Service has announced the arrest of several persons, among whom are two commanders of the Islamic State in West Africa and Boko Haram, Bashiru Adams and Rufai Sajo, at Kukuntu Village, Gwagwalada Area Council, FCT, Abuja. The suspects, according to the service, were discovered to have concluded plans to not only perpetuate the ideals of the movement in the area, but to, in collaboration with Boko Haram, carry out violent attacks on innocent persons. Also arrested following intelligence reports are two men, Adamu Hassan and Abubakar, who are experts in improvised explosive devices. Others arrested in Karu Village, Abuja, are two members of a dreaded kidnap group, Usman and Ibrahim Mohammed. The DSS explains that the duo had been involved in several kidnap activities, notably those of Senator Ayodele Arishe on the 5th of December 2017 in Kogi State, and the Portuguese national, late Emmanuel Machada, kidnapped on the 24th of October 2017, during which two policemen were killed also in Kogi State. From security to politics, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, is accusing the APC of intimidation and harassment. The publicity secretary of the PDP, Kola Olugbodinyo, made the accusation while addressing a news conference in Abuja. He says the APC knows that it stands no chance in the 2019 elections and is therefore trying to silence the opposition. Mr. Olugbodinyo also condemned the alleged political attacks on influential Nigerians and former leaders, insisting that the PDP will continue to defend the nation's democracy.
The APC and the presidency cabal have now devised a devious machination to rope in, frame up, implicate, and ultimately incarcerate marked opposition leaders and other dissenting voices over fabricated security charges. Nigerians are already aware of the alarm raised by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. The world is also aware of the numerous alleged plots by the APC and its federal government to frame up and humiliate Senate President Bukola Saraki, Deputy Senate President Senator Ike Ekweremadu, Senators Dino Melaye and Shehu Sani, as well as the Rivers State Governor, Chief Nyesom Wike, and his Ekiti State counterpart, Governor Ayo Fayose. Also, there are concerns about the safety of the former Chief of Army Staff and Defense Minister, General Theophilus Danjuma. An explosive device was discovered at the Ebonyi State PDP Secretariat, ostensibly either to blow up our secretariat and kill our members or to set up our leaders. The PDP wants the APC and the Buhari presidency to know that despite their machinations, the 2019 general election must hold as scheduled, as Nigerians will never be cowed into allowing them to stay a day beyond May 29, 2019.
To another dimension in politics, the Anambra State Association of Town Unions has adopted the Ekweme Declaration of Ohaneze Ndibo. The decision was taken at a town hall meeting in Anambra North Senatorial Zone, where participants brainstormed on key issues such as democracy and community development. Other issues including collection of voter cards, fight against cultism, and activities of representatives in both the upper and lower legislature were also discussed.
The Civic Center, Okuzu, in Oyi local government area of southeast Anambra State comes alive with this all-important event. It's a town hall meeting organized by the Anambra North chapter of the State's Association of Town Union, ASATU. At this gathering, everyone gets a chance to bear their mind on major issues bordering around governance, voter education, and even security. The chairman of the occasion throws more light on the purpose of the event. The Ekweme Square Declaration is one of the key points of the national president's speech.
Meeting to adopt the outcome of the South Regional Summit on the resumption of the Nigerian Federation held at the Alice Open Square, Onka, on May 21, 2018, now known as Equipment Square Declaration 2018.
The entire House also consents to restructuring one of the key resolutions of the Ekweme Declaration. Governor Willie Obiano also sends his blessings. The summit is said to be successful, but matters concerning cultism and the absence of legislators who were invited to the meeting raised eyebrows. Aside the key resolutions reached at this meeting, another takeaway is the ties that have been strengthened as organizers have promised to replicate this in other zones for equity.
When the News at 10 returns, Guinness Nigeria PLC launches PET bottle format for 3 of its adult premium non-alcoholic drinks. That's on Business News. Please join us again.